On tonight's episode, we're going to talk about yet another train derailment, this time near Detroit, Michigan. All this while the residents of East Palestine, Ohio are still waiting for answers. They're waiting for the truth as to what's really happening. We're going to talk about John Legend for a few minutes and how he is simping for Pfizer as he's now pushing their latest jab. And we're going to talk about Buffalo Bills football player Damar Hamlin and his interview with Michael Strahan and why. Why is he not telling us exactly what happened to him? That and more on today's episode of No Limits 401. And today we have yet again another train derailment, this time in Van Buren Township near Detroit, Michigan. A train carrying cars, carrying cargo, and one car carrying liquid chlorine derailed. At least 6 or 7 cars went off the tracks. A fire official said the car carrying the chlorine did not have any leaks, did not crack, so there was no hazardous material damage with that. But you have to wonder, why all of a sudden are all these trains derailing? We had Ohio, we had Texas, we had South Carolina, and now we have Michigan. Is this just a coincidence of bad luck, or is this a planned problem? I'd hate to think that, but you gotta wonder, since when have we had so many train derailments all at once? None, mind you, being as bad as East Palestine, Ohio. But this one in Michigan is just a little suspicious to me. So here's a quick clip of what's going on there.
Back to our breaking news. A train has derailed in Van Buren Township. Drone 4 overhead showing several of those cars off the tracks. It appears maybe 6 to 7 of them. It's in the area of Huron River Drive between Martinsville and Haggerty Roads. Rod Maloney is live there for us this afternoon. And Rod, it may be too soon, but any chance we know what was being hauled in those cars?
Well, there were a lot of things on here. It looks like there's some coal. They also had car haulers here that were empty as we got a chance to look at them. But take a look down the track here, and you can see that there are a number of rail cars there that have actually gone over on their side. There are seven actual train cars that have gone off the track. Several of them are on their side. Now, Dave McAnally is the chief of the Van Buren Fire Department, and he is here to kind of give us the update. And Chief, we've had a couple of conflicting reports about what's out here, hazardous materials not, and so forth. So tell us a little bit about what you know about what they've been carrying here and what the status is out here.
There was only one car that had hazardous materials on it. It was liquid chlorine. The car was not affected in the incident, had no leaks, and it didn't come off the tracks, and has already been gone for about 45 minutes now. They've taken half the train away. The other half of the train here should be, or a good portion of this train should be gone in the other direction within the next hour, they're telling me, Norfolk is. And then in about 6 to 8 hours, they should have the rest of the cars that you see there up on the tracks on their way.
So again, they had some trains hauling cars, coal, and one liquid chlorine. No hazardous leaks, no nothing. But like I said before the clip, it makes you wonder, why, after that tragedy in East Palestine, Ohio, are the train derailments piling up? We all know how bad that one is, and it's only going to continue to get worse for the residents. Are these train derailments maybe somehow to take people's focus off of the destruction in Ohio? The tracks are controlled electronically. How do we know that it's not planned to, again, take the focus off of Ohio? Let's derail this one. Let's derail this one. This one only has one tanker with some liquid chlorine. Make sure that one doesn't get too damaged. I, for one, have to wonder, and I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but this just doesn't seem right to me that all these train derailments are happening one after the other ever since East Palestine, Ohio. And we know how bad that one is, and the residents there still cannot get any answers. They had a town hall meeting to discuss it, and the residents packed the place to try to get answers. And the governor was there, and he really didn't have much hope, and he really didn't have much to say. I believe he's lying. After all, he is a politician. He's a Republican, but they're all the same. We all know that. So watch this clip of the residents, and then the governor puts his 2 cents in.
This morning, mounting frustration and new legal action as people living near that toxic train derailment site in Ohio voice concern about their health.
How should us kids feel safe with the snow on our street?
My grandson, who's 11, has multiple fractures of his extremities. We went to Akron Children's Hospital with my grandson, and we're told that they do not have anything set up, a protocol yet, for testing for the cause of these symptoms.
I think that I would be drinking the bottled water, and I would be continuing to find out what the tests were showing as far as the air. I would be alert and concerned, but I think I would probably be back in my house.
And can you blame these people for wanting answers? This is their home. The officials there are supposed to be there for these people. People are getting sick, eyes, throat, chest, burning. The one man said it smells so bad, he's getting his stuff and he's leaving. And they cannot get a straight answer from anybody. And then the governor took the podium. Oh, and by the way, does every high-level official there look like Tony Fauci? The top doc in Ohio, in my last episode, he looks like Fauci. The governor looks like him too. What's going on in this town with the Faucis? Now we have 3 of them in the same area. But that's beside the point. The governor said that he would probably be drinking bottled water, and he would certainly pay attention to what's happening, be alert, and listen to the test results. Because we can trust all the test results. They will not for 1 second tell these residents the truth of how bad it really is. There's been a report today that at least they recovered or scooped out of the water, if you will, at least 3,500 dead fish. People have said their pets have died, cats. We know about the chickens. We know about the foxes. Now family pets are dying, and no one will give these people an answer. But the governor made a point of saying, I would definitely go back to my home. Well, we all know the governor's home is not in that small town. So yeah, he'll go back home because he, like the rest of them, do not care about this group of people who got basically nuked. The governor approved the burn to clear the chemicals, but what they really wanted to do was clean up that mess to open up that railroad for the company. The company who owns the railroad needs to keep running. After all, they keep putting money in the pockets of the politicians. And during that town hall, the CEO of this train company was supposed to appear and speak to the residents. And at the last minute, something came up and he couldn't make it. He couldn't make it because he can't face these people knowing the destruction that his train caused. Now, we don't know the cause of the actual derailment, but we do know the problems there are going to be lingering on and on and on for years. And like I said in my last episode, hopefully no one will get ill, just like the Erin Brockovich movie, where people were dying from cancer because they were drinking contaminated water. So the governor will tell them, go home, go about your daily business, just don't drink the water, drink bottled water. What about showers? What about cooking? What about brushing your teeth? What about watering your lawn? Anything. Don't use the water, drink bottled water, and everything else, basically you're on your own. These people, I can't think of a better word than they are such a disgrace to any public office or any level of authority, because they do not care one bit about the residents in this small town, because all the big wigs don't live there. They don't care. They'll come in, they'll tell a few lies, and then they'll go on their way and leave these people to suffer with the disaster that they caused. And this is a tragedy. And the federal government, of course, is still not doing anything about it. Oh, and by the way, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, he's come out to talk about it. I don't have a clip. I wish I did. But he's blaming the Trump administration for not allowing the train operators, if you will, to put some kind of braking system in the trains. And Buttigieg said if the Trump administration had approved that, then this tragedy wouldn't happen. So again, it's Donald Trump's fault. It's his fault that chemicals were burned, chemicals were leaked, animals are dying, and people are probably going to get sick. These people are a disgrace, and it's unbelievable. But on another note, we all know who John Legend is, right? Big superstar, music man. He's married to that lunatic, Chrissy Teigen. She is not on the level, if you will. There were reports of her not long ago that she was bullying young people online because they were talking about her and her husband, basically telling young people they should go jump off a bridge and maybe think about ending their life. That's what kind of wonderful celebrity she is. But John Legend has a new video out, and it's sponsored by Pfizer. It's actually, he's pushing the latest jab. And because he's such a big celebrity, he wants to tell us what he did for him and his family, and he wants us to know that we need to do the same thing. Have a look at this clip.
Okay, I know I'm talking to every parent out there. Life with little kids can be a juggling act. That's why my health is such a priority to me, and why I got an updated COVID-19 booster. My family did too. I encourage you to talk to your healthcare provider and go to vaccines.gov to check eligibility and schedule an appointment today.
Yeah, so we have a millionaire telling us he knows what it's like to be a parent. He knows how tough it is. I'm pretty sure it's really tough for him and his wife with all the nannies they have running around to take care of their kids. But he's telling us we need to go out and get the latest jab. After all, he did it, his wife did it, and he had his kids get the jab. Because if we don't, then we're the bad people. So we have to get it to take care of everyone in our family, everyone around us, and basically wherever you go, so you know in your heart that you're jabbed and no one is going to get sick with the virus because you have had your 6 or 10 boosters. Again, a millionaire musician. It wants average people like me to take his advice and run out and get the latest jab. Now here's my question. How much is Pfizer paying Legend to make that video? It's got to be in the millions, because these people don't do anything for at least under $2-3 million. He's getting paid a large sum of money to tell everyday Americans it's your duty to go out and get the updated jab. And if we don't get it, we're the bad people. Because after all, we know how safe it is. We know you could never get the virus if you have all the jabs. We know that you can't spread it to somebody. And we know that's all bullshit. The evidence is out there. People have died. People have become ill, blood clots, heart conditions, and you could still catch it and spread it. And I'm not saying anything out of place. I'm saying what's out there. It's all over the internet. The facts are there. Even the CDC said this. But we're going to listen to a celebrity because we love celebrities. They do so much for us. If we're struggling and we need help, we can reach out to them and they're going to help us out. This is such crap. And anybody who believes this needs to just stay in their house, wear a mask, and never leave. We all know about the other celebrities. They want to boycott Hollywood because the staffs and the crews of all the big movie makers don't want to get the jabs. And we're going to shut things down until everybody does what we say. How about this? No one gives a shit what celebrities have to say. I certainly don't. And I know I've talked about this before. People glorify these celebrities, musicians. Why? We all love movies. We all love music. And the people who make them, the actors and actresses and the musicians like Legend, they're making millions of dollars. You know why? Because that's their job. Stop glorifying and idolizing these people. Because when push comes to shove, you and me are going to be left on the back burner while they go behind their pearly gates in their big mansions and stay safe with all their armed security and all their bodyguards, while the rest of us have to fend for ourselves. It's all a bunch of crap. And Legend is a clown for saying what he said if he actually believes that people are going to listen to him. These celebrities need to stop. Just go about your rich life and let the rest of us make our own decisions about our health. If we want it, we'll get it. If we don't want it, we won't. End of story. And that story about the jab brings me to my last segment of this show. Damar Hamlin. We all know who Damar Hamlin is. He's the football player for the Buffalo Bills, 24 years old, who live on television was making a tackle. He got hit in the chest. He stood up and then he went down. He suffered a cardiac arrest. He had to be given CPR on the field and he was rushed off to the hospital. And today he's better. He's safe. He's healthy, which is a wonderful thing. He's a young guy. He's a talented athlete. But he had an interview with Michael Strahan. And Strahan, being who he is, former football player, TV celebrity, if you will, he's asking the questions that should be answered. But we didn't really get any answers. And this is what Hamlin had to say during that interview.
Why do you think your recovery is so remarkable?
First and foremost, just God, just a blessing, you know. I'm just thankful he gave me a second chance, you know, just to live normally and just, you know, not just come out almost without a scratch on me, just to be able to keep going.
After Hamlin was discharged from the ICU, the question on so many minds, what caused his heart to stop beating? You're 24, peak physical condition. Yep. Can run circles around me right now. How did doctors describe what happened to you?
Say something. Say it. Yeah. Come on. Say it.
That's something I want to stay away from.
I know from my experience at the NFL, they do more tests than anything. And in the course of you having your physical, did anybody ever come back with any, say you had a heart issue or anything that was abnormal?
Honestly, no. I've always been a healthy, young, fit, energetic, you know, human being, let alone athlete. So it was something that was just that we still processing, and I'm still talking through with my doctors just to see what everything was.
Okay, so Strahan asked the questions that people would want answered, and Hamlin would not answer them. He asked him what the doctors told him, what was the cause, how was it that he recovered so quickly, and he said he's going to stay away from that. And before anybody says anything, I get it. His medical history or treatment is his business. He does not have to tell anyone, which is actually law. We all know this, HIPAA, right? But Hamlin, being a football star, and what happened to him was seen by millions of people, why wouldn't he just say something? Say something. You know what I mean? The hit caused his heart to skip a beat. It caused his heart to stop. And whatever they did, they gave him fluids, this, that, or the other thing, medication in the hospital. And now he's better. He's healthy. You heard him. He's a 24-year-old guy, always healthy, always in great shape, plays at a high level in the NFL. But the rumors have it, we all know the rumor mills, that not long before that football game, Damar Hamlin might have got a jab. And again, we've all heard certain things can happen with the jabs. Some things relating to the heart. Could it be that what happened to Hamlin has something to do with that, and that's why he won't talk about it? Strahan asked him, being a football player, you get hurt, you do more tests and more tests. He won't go there. He will not tell us what's going on, what's his prognosis, what exactly happened, what was the cause. And one more time, I get it, it's his personal business. But doesn't he think that people want to know, people who like the guy, and I got no problem with him. I'm not a football guy, okay, but he's a great athlete apparently, and he's young and this and that. You had a heart attack on the field. And according to Hamlin, he's never been diagnosed with any heart abnormalities, always 100% in all of his physicals. But you hit someone, took a hit, and your heart stopped. How many hits has he taken in his career similar to that, and nothing happened? But can it be just a theory, a conspiracy theory that we know people love? And again, I like a good conspiracy theory, but I'm not really into that. But can it be that not long after he got a jab, he went out to play his game, and this happened to him? And that's the main reason why he won't tell anybody. Is he being told by someone not to say it? Is he being told by a certain pharmaceutical company, be quiet? We don't know. And we'll probably never know, just like we'll probably never know what really happened in Ohio or Michigan or Texas with the train derailments. Just like we'll never know how much money John Legend got paid by Pfizer to make that commercial, to tell us what we had to do. And we'll never know again what really happened to Damar Hamlin. And I'm glad he's healthy. I'm glad he made it, because again, he's only 24 years old. He's got a long career ahead of him. Hopefully he'll get back on the field, but of course that's his decision. But this all boils down to one thing. Government lies. They do not want to tell the average American person, citizen, the American people, they don't want to tell us the truth. Okay? They will skate around it, they'll beat around the bush, and they'll never ever tell us what exactly happened to this, that, or the other thing. What's the long-term damage from the chemicals in Ohio? Is there any long-term damage from jabs? Is that what caused Hamlin's cardiac arrest? What were the UFOs that were shot down? It all boils down to government. And I, for one, don't believe anything any politician says, Democrat or Republican or any other party, and nor should you. But that's just my opinion, and that's how I feel about this. And that's it. So thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, share this video with someone. I'd appreciate that. Hope everybody's healthy and safe, and I'll see you soon. Have a great night.